But I want to talk about something else for a moment, as if we don't have enough challenges in our city. We cannot say with confidence that COVID is behind us. We all are reading and hearing and maybe even experiencing the increase in infections, our positivity rate, the Delta variant, predominantly among people who have not gotten vaccinated. And yesterday, the governor of the state of California, Governor Newsom, put out an executive order in which he essentially ordered that all state workers get vaccinated. And if they don't, that they would be tested on a regular basis to ensure that they are not at the workplace with the COVID virus. I believe strongly that this idea is also the right idea for the city of Sacramento and its workforce for several reasons. Number one, the city should lead the way. If we cannot mandate vaccinations across the city because of the FDA problem, we can certainly model the kind of action and behavior that we know is necessary to finally put this dreadful period of time and all this suffering behind us and to continue to do our part. Now, I know that this has become a popularized issue of individual rights. I don't believe this is about individual rights. And certainly individual rights are not absolute. They must be balanced against the health and safety for all people in any particular workforce and in the community at large. And when we balance whatever individual right some might put forward to say, I have the right to not get vaccinated, it is far outweighed by the continuing impact of COVID in our community, in our state, and in our country. And I would ask the city manager to please bring back to the city a policy direction on this issue right away. And I also understand that these issues invoke and require collective bargaining and consultation with our labor partners in the city. And I think that's a good thing, because I think they care just as much about a safe workplace as anybody, and that we ought to begin those consultations with them right away and let us be the model, or at least a model among all the cities in this state that says our workforce is fully vaccinated. The rates are way too low in our community. I mean, the last reporting, less than half the people in the county, city and county, are fully vaccinated. This is crazy making. When polio was an epidemic in this country decades ago, and Jonas Salk invented the polio vaccine, people took the vaccine and we eradicated polio. This is not a question of individual rights. This is a question of protecting the public health and safety in our city and in our workforce. And I believe that it would be so easy to say, well, this is, for the state government or the federal government to solve. We can do our part here, and we ought to. And I'd ask that this item be brought forward for our discussion and consideration over the next week. Thank you.
Mayor, may I chime in?
Yeah.
So we have been having these conversations within the organization, our HR, city attorney's office, but more importantly, I've been having it with my colleagues in the region, the other city managers within Sac County. And I would love to bring something back. I don't want to rush anything back here in advance of meeting with our labor partners. So I'd like to provide an update next week to the council first before bringing it back to an open session discussion about where we are with this. And we're analyzing the governor's executive order now to see how it applies, how it could apply to what you're talking about. So
yeah, a couple of responses. That's fine, Mr. City Manager, of course, because that's an important part of respect for our organized workforce and to seek those consultations. But I just don't want too much time to go by because time is of the essence here. And
I will provide an update within the week, and then we can schedule a time to come back and, if warranted, have a conversation in open session.